All right, today we're tackling a topic that, let's be honest, usually gets put in a very small box: outsourcing. But what if we stopped thinking about it as just a way to cut costs? What if we started seeing it as a seriously powerful strategic tool for unlocking real, sustainable growth in a CPA firm? That's exactly what we're digging into today.
So here's our game plan. We're going to start by talking about something I call the CPA growth trap. From there, we'll reframe outsourcing as a smart investment, not just a cost. We'll look at exactly which operations you should delegate, how to supercharge your returns, and then we'll get to the final verdict on what the real ROI looks like. Okay, so first things first, let's talk about this core challenge that so many firms are up against. It's this trap where your most valuable assets, your people, are just so swamped with the day-to-day grind that they have zero time for the kind of work that actually moves the needle. I mean, really think about it. If you looked at your team's timesheets right now, where is their time actually going? Is it on brilliant, high-level client strategy, or is it getting completely lost in all the administrative weeds? This question, right here, is the very heart of the growth trap.
You know, the reality is pretty straightforward. Every single hour one of your skilled accountants spends on routine stuff, like payroll or AP, is an hour you'll never get back. That's an hour they could have spent on complex advisory work, the kind of stuff clients happily pay a premium for. It's not just a time sink, it's a hard ceiling on your firm's profitability. And this is exactly where we need a major shift in thinking. For way too long, outsourcing has been viewed as just another expense on the P&L, but the smart way, the strategic way to look at it, is as an investment, one that's designed to pay you back big time. So here's the definition we should all be using from now on. Strategic outsourcing isn't really about getting work done cheaper. It's about getting the right work done by the right people. The real prize here is freeing up your best and brightest, your internal team, so they can focus on what they do best, bringing in revenue. Okay, so if we're on board with the strategy, the next question is pretty obvious. What should we actually be outsourcing, and how do we do it right? Let's get into the nitty-gritty. Payroll is honestly the perfect place to start. It's absolutely critical to get it 100% right every time. But it's also incredibly repetitive and process-driven. And you know what? The mistakes are costly. We're talking compliance fines, unhappy clients, and just hours of painful rework. And the cool thing is, the benefits all work together. It's like a flywheel. You're not just cutting costs. By slashing risk in boosting accuracy, you're building client trust. By speeding things up, you create more capacity. And by giving your team their time back, you're directly fueling revenue growth. Each benefit just makes the next one stronger.
All right, next up, accounts payable. I like to call this the silent drain on a firm's resources. It might not feel as high stakes as payroll, but the sheer volume of it all, processing invoices, chasing down vendors, doing reconciliations, it just slowly, quietly eats up a massive amount of your team's valuable time.
Outsourcing your AP brings, well, immediate relief. You get a standardized, faster process, plus the ability to scale up for those crazy busy times without having to hire. And that translates directly into more time for your team to focus on high-impact client work.
So how is this all done so effectively? Well, a huge part of the answer lies in leveraging the global talent pool, especially the accounting services market in India. We're talking about getting access to highly skilled pros who know US GAAP inside and out. They operate with incredible precision, have rock-solid data security, and give you the flexibility you need without the crazy overhead. Now listen, outsourcing by itself is a powerful move, but the real magic, the real transformation, happens when you pair it with the right technology. That is how you truly amplify your return on this investment. I mean, just look at the difference. The old way versus the new way is night and day. On one hand, you've got high overhead and a team stuck doing routine tasks. On the other hand, lower costs and a team focused squarely on clients. Instead of expensive, painful scaling, you get flexibility. And you trade a higher risk of errors for improved accuracy. It's a total shift in how your firm operates. So what are these technology amplifiers? Think of it like this. Automation handles all the boring, repetitive grunt work. AI is like your 24/7 watchdog, catching errors and flagging weird stuff before it becomes a real problem. And tools like NLP can literally read an invoice and pull out the important info, saving you countless hours of manual data entry. It all adds up to a faster, smarter, and way more scalable operation.
So let's pull all this together. It's time for the final verdict. What are the concrete, measurable benefits you can actually expect when you start treating outsourcing like the strategic investment it is?
The case for ROI is just crystal clear. You get the obvious wins, right? Lower costs, more time. But you also get better accuracy and the ability to scale on a dime. But look, the real trophy here, the ultimate goal, is revenue growth. When you free up your people, you empower them to generate more value for your clients. And that is the most powerful return of all.
Now, usually around this point, a few common questions pop up, so let's just tackle the biggest one head on. This fear that you're going to have to sacrifice quality to save money.
The answer, as long as you're working with a top-notch provider, is a very clear and confident no. Seriously, these professional firms live and die by the quality of their work. They have incredibly strict standards, and they make sure every single piece of documentation is audit-ready. Honestly, you often end up with better quality control than a swamped in-house team can provide.
Okay, next question. What about size? Is this some strategy that only the giant firms can pull off? Absolutely not. In fact, you could make a strong case that it's the small and mid-sized firms that have the most to gain. Suddenly, you get access to enterprise-level efficiency and the power to scale up or down whenever you need to, all without the huge financial burden of hiring more full-time staff. For a growing firm, that's a total game changer.
And finally, the question everyone really wants the answer to. When do you actually see the payoff? How fast does this work?
Look, this is not some 5-year plan with a theoretical benefit way down the road. The impact is fast. Most firms start to see really significant savings and big jumps in their team's efficiency within the first few months, sometimes even within the first quarter. The return is both quick and very, very real.
You know, when you boil it all down, it comes back to one simple truth. Your firm's success is all about your people. They are, without a doubt, your greatest asset. So the real question we're left with is this. Are you deploying that asset strategically? Are you putting your best people to their best and highest use? It's definitely something to think about. Thanks for tuning in.